And welcome to Eureka Math. We are working on Module 2 and this is lesson number 4. Our objective today is to convert numerical expressions into unit form as a strategy for multi-digit multiplication. Okay, so numerical expressions could be anything like this, right? And we're going to convert them into unit form. So that would be 3 ones, right? Minus 3, which would actually still be ones, right? Which would be 1. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, lesson 4 problem set, name on your paper. And it says, read the directions carefully. It says, circle each expression that is not equivalent. So does not equal the expression in bold. Okay, so does not equal. 16 times 29. So 29 sixteens. Is this the same as that? So 29 sixteens could be written like this. And because we know multiplication allows the numbers to move back and forth, this is actually the same as that. So this one is equal. Okay, let's try this one. 16 times 30 minus 1. Well, here's the number that we're started with. If we actually do subtract 1 from 30, we get 29. And we're left with 16 times 29. Is that equal? Yes, it is. Okay, how about this one? 15 minus 1 times 29. Well, that would be 14 times 29, and that is not equal. So it says circle each expression that is not equal. So I'm going to circle this one because it is not equal. How about this one? We've got 10 29s minus 6 29s. Well, actually what that would get us would be 4 29s. And I don't think that's going to work. Not equal. Okay. Next one. Are you seeing what we're doing here? We're just looking at the expressions and seeing if they're equal or not equal. That's all we're doing. So 38 times 45. 38 plus 40 times 38 plus 5. I don't know if that's going to do it. I think that's going to get us a pretty wacky number, in fact. What would 38 plus 40 be? It would be 78 times, and 38 plus 5, 43. Is that even remotely close to 38 times 45? No, it is not. So this one is not equal. And I don't need to solve these. I don't need to solve them to know whether or not they're the same. Okay, how about this one? 38 times 40 plus 38 times 5. Well, I think if we were to take these apart, right, that would be 40 and 5, right? 40 plus 5. 38 times 40 and 38 times 5, that is the same. You see what I'm saying here? So the original one is 38 times 45. But we could easily rewrite that as 38 times 40 plus 5. Okay? And because we can move things around here, we could also 38 times 40 and 38 times 5. And what we get is the same answer. Oops. So that one is equal. Okay, next one. 45 times 42. No, that's not going to work. Not equal. How about 45 38ths? 45 38ths. Well, it's 38 45s, but we just flip the numbers around. It is equal. Letter C, 74 times 59. Well, 74 times 50 plus 9 would be 59. Same. Okay, equal. 74 times 60 minus 1 would be 59. That's also the same. 74 times 5 and 74 times 9. Well, do 5 and 9 equal 59? No, they don't. Okay. They equal 14. So that's not going to work. I made a hashtag instead of a not equal sign. It's funny. Okay, so I'll circle that one. It is not equal. And 59 74s. 59 74. So 74 and 59. That is equal. So there was only one that wasn't equal on that one. All right, I hope you are able to do that on your own. Number 2. Solve using mental maths. We're going to use our brains. We're going to draw a tape diagram and fill in the blanks to show your thinking. The first one is partially done for you. Okay, so we have 19 25s, or 19 times 25. So I'm just going to put 19 25s here. And what we've got, what they're showing us, is 20 25s, right? So 20 25s. But then they're crossing one off. So they think 20 25s minus 1 25. They took that off. Okay? So 20 25s, they're using, instead of 19, they think, you know what, if I round up to 20 and then subtract 1, that'll be easier. Because 20 times 25 is a lot easier to do in your head than 19 times 25. Okay? And then over here we're subtracting 1. So 20 minus 1 is 19, right? But we want to figure this out. So 20 times 25. Well, 2 times 25 is 50, right? And then if I go back and add that other 10 on there, I get 500. And 1 times 25 is 25. That's easy. And now I can do this in my head. 500 minus 25 is 475. That is in my head math. Okay, you shouldn't need to show any work because you should be able to do that in your head. So now I have 24 times 11. So let's call that 11 24s. Okay, so what I think I want to do here is I want to make this 10 24s plus 1 24, right? Instead of subtracting, they went from 20 down to 19. I'm going to add 10 plus 1 to make 11 because 10 times 24 is way easier to do in my head. And 1 times 24 is also pretty easy to do in my head. So let's draw a picture of that. I've got here, let's see, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do dot, 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 and that represents a whole bunch more. Okay, of 24, and that's 1, 2, 3, and then dot, dot, dot. And then here we're going to do 10 and 11, okay? So we're actually going to add this section together. Oops, that's a 4. And then add that last one on there. Okay, so 10 24s times 1 24 is pretty easy. 24 times 1 is 24, times the 10 is 240, and 1 times 24 is 24. And now I can add these two numbers in my head, 264. And if you can't add it in your head and you're still struggling with that, you can draw it on the side. That's okay. But this is something, as a 5th grader, you should be able to do in your head, right? Okay, letter C. 79 times 14. Well, let's think of that as 79 14s. And 79 is a very difficult number to multiply times 14. So instead, I'm going to call that 80 14s minus 1. So here's my model. And these are 14s, right? And I've got 1, 2, 3, and then I'm just going to do dot, 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 dot. And then I'm going to go all the way to 79 and 80, okay? There's my 80th one. And then I'm going to cross that off and see what I'm left with. So 80 14s, right? So it would be 80 times 14 minus 1 times 14. Okay, so 8 times 14 would be 80, just so that we're making sure we're getting it right. 16, 32, and then 1, and then 8. So there's 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. Minus 14. And that's going to give me 1,116. Okay, 79 times 14 equals 1,116. 21 and 75, so that's 21 75s. Make my model. And because that's 21, I think I'm going to do 20 75s plus 1 75. So I'm just going to, and then dot, 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 that just means keeps going. And this is going to be 20 and 19, I'm sorry, 20 and then 21 here. So 1, 2, 3, and each of these is worth 21, right? I'm sorry, 75. Sorry, these models, I'm not a huge fan of them, but so if each of these squares represents 75, and I have 21 of them, okay, how much does that all equal? Well, let's find out. 20 times 75 and 1 times 75. So 2 times 75 is 150, plus that extra 0 is going to be 1,500 or 1,500, and here is 75, so 1,575. Okay. Define the unit in word form and complete the sequence of problems as was done in the lesson. Okay, so I have 19 times 15, so I'm going to call that 19 15s in word form. And my model, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go all the way to 1920. So 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, 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 dot. And each of these is worth 15. Okay, so 15 times 15 plus 15 plus 15, all the way up. And then when I get to here, I'm going to actually cross that one off, okay, because it's easier to find the whole thing and then just subtract 15. So let's do that. 20 15s minus 1 15 equals 20 times 15 minus 1 times 15. And 20 times 15, well, 2 times 15 would be 30, plus that extra 10 is 300. And 1 times 15 is 15. And now I have 300 minus 15, which would be 285. And I can do that in my head. I hope you can too. Next, we've got 14 times 15, so that would be 14 15s as well. And if I drew a model, they're using 10 and 4, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus, there's my first 10, right? Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, and each of these squares is worth 15. So 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15, all the way up to here. So here I've got 10 15s and 4 15s So that's 10 times 15 and 4 times 15. So 10 times 15 is 150. That's pretty easy. We've been doing that 10 times numbers since school started. And 4 times 15 is 60. I remember that because on a clock, right? On a clock, this is 15 minutes, this is 15 minutes, this is 15 minutes, and this is 15 minutes because there are 60 minutes in a clock. So 4 times 15, 15, 30, 45, 60, right? That's how I remember that. I use time to remember 4 times 15. And 150 plus 60 is 210. Letter C. Okay. So 25 times 12 equals 12/25s. So that would be, let's see, they broke that up into 10 and 2. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, right? So each of these is worth 25, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And then we're going to add on 1, 2 more. So 25 times 12. So we've got 10 25s. Oh, I spelled that wrong. There's not much space on that one. Maybe if I make it a little bit bigger. There we go. 10 25s plus 2 25s equals 10 times 25 plus 2 times 25. 10 times 25 is 250, and 2 times 25 is 50, and so my answer is 300. Cool. All right, 18 times 17, so 18 17s. So I've got 17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, but then I'm going to add 2 more, 18, 19, 20, and each of these boxes is worth 17, so 17 times 20, and then I'm going to subtract because 20 times 17 is easier than 18 times 17. So 20 17s minus 2 17s. Okay, that's going to give me a nice number here. 20 times 17 minus 2 times 17. And 17 times 2 would be 34. And then add the 0 back, right? And 2 times 17 is 34. So now 340 minus 34 is 306. And if you can't do this in your head, just go ahead and find a spot on the side and do the math. Okay, good. Number 4, how can 14 times 50 help you find 14 times 49? Well, 14 times 50 is going to be pretty easy because 4 times 15 is an easy number, and then 5 times 14, what am I doing? Yes. 5 times 14 is easier than 49 times 14, right? And then the 10. But here I could just call this 14 times 50 minus 1. So I could find that and then just subtract 14. Right? So I want you to put that in words. Put that in your own words. I'm going to look for your answers there and see what you have to say. How can 14 times 50 help you find 14 times 49? I know how it helps me, but I want to hear in your words. Write your own words here. Do not just copy, write your own words. I'll be upset if I see that on your homework. Okay, solve mentally. So how are we going to do this? Do you know what? I'm going to solve mentally, but first I'm just going to break it down into 100 times 15 plus 1 times 15, because that's going to help me. Because 100 times 15 is, because 100 times 15 is 1,500, and then 1 times 15 is 15, so my answer is 15, 15. And I didn't actually have to do any calculations, okay? That's what they mean by mentally. I am showing you my steps, though, so that you can see what I did. Here's another one, 18 times 99, so I'm going to call that 18 times 100 minus 1, all right? So that would be the same as saying 18 times 100 plus, minus 18 times 1, okay? So 100 and 1. So 18 minus 100 is, I'm getting tired, it's that time of night. 18 times 100 is 1,800, and then 18 minus 1 is 18. So then I just subtract that from there, which would give me 17 and 82. Okay? Can you do that in your head? Salim says 45 and 32 is the same as 45 times 3 and 45 times 2. Uh-oh, he's wrong. Explain Salim's error using words, numbers, and or pictures. Well, what he did right here is he put the 3, and he should have put 30, okay? That's what he did. If he had written this as 45 times 30 plus 45 times 2, that would have been the right answer. But he wrote 45 times 3, so that's where he made his mistake right there, because this needs to equal 32. So 30 plus 2, right, equals 32. But he didn't write it that way. He wrote it 3. So Salim should have written 45 times 30 plus 45 times 2. He confused 3 10s for 3 1s, right? Good. Okay, number 7. Juan delivers 170 newspapers every day. Edward delivers 126 more newspapers each day than Juan. So that means 126 plus 174, right? Write an expression to show how many newspapers Edward will deliver in 29 days. So if he delivers this many, 126 plus 174, that's what he delivers on top of the 174 that Juan does. And in 29 days, we're going to have to multiply that by 29. Okay? So there's our expression. Use mental math to solve. Show your thinking. Okay. Well, what we really have here is, let's just add this together, right? We're going to add that together. 126 plus 174 equals 0, carry the 1 is 8, 9, 10 is 0, carry the 1 is 300. 300 newspapers in a day times 29. But I think I want to actually multiply that by 30 minus 1 equals 300 times 30 minus 1, which equals 29. Those are the same, right? But that's going to be a lot easier for me to do. So 300 times 30, So that's 9, 1, 2, 3, minus, oops, 30 times 1, or 300 times 1, minus 300, right? So first this one times this, and then this one times that. And that is going to give me 8,700. Okay, so 8,700 newspapers in a month in 29 days. That is a lot of newspapers. Wow. Okay, this is hard. I know this is hard. You have to think and you have to show your thinking, okay? And you have to think about math in a little bit of a different way. How can you move numbers around to make them do what you want? All right, this is the first time that we're doing this, really. So if you get confused, please ask, okay? If this is easy for you, great. Help your friends. That's wonderful. Okay, have a great day. Have a great evening, and we'll see you later.